Welcome everybody here to the John Siegenthaler Center. John Siegenthaler will be so proud today to have a program that talks about civil justice and equality. Judge Rachel Bell is a judge here in Nashville. She's a great judge, very active in the community, does a lot of great community service work. And then I'm very proud also to mention my wife, Carla Hudson, my better half. This event was her brainchild, and the two of them worked closely together on this, and I'm just so happy that everyone could come see this. You're getting ready to watch, and some of you may have already seen it, an award-winning documentary produced in 2016 titled 13. We usually laud the 13th Amendment, rightfully right, because it outlawed slavery and involuntary servitude. But there is a clause in the 13th Amendment that says except for criminal conduct, essentially except for criminal punishment. And unfortunately, we do have a phenomenon that has often been referred to as mass incarceration.
So take a break. In 15 minutes, the reception will start to 3:30. Then we'll have you come back in. The food is right outside. Mix and mingle, network, and we'll see you back here at 3:30. At this time, I'm going to read the 13th Amendment. That is what we're here to talk about today, and also to understand what we can do here in Davidson County dealing with our criminal justice system. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution declared that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime, whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist with the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Formally abolishing slavery in the United States, the 13th Amendment was passed by the Congress on January 31st, 1865, and ratified by the states December 6, 1865. Why was the documentary important, the movie that we just saw, 13th? And what did you learn from the documentary that you didn't consider before?
I think that while I may not agree with every point that was made, it certainly brought home the effects of mass incarceration and of the politics of race in our country.
You know, I think when we reflect on our criminal justice system, there are so many things that, it's a monstrous system. It's monstrous in so many different ways.
As Glenn said, it's hard to have these conversations, but these are necessary conversations if we are going to move forward in this country.
The movie starts off with slavery as the origin of mass incarceration. Do you agree with this assessment?
If we think about slavery, we can imagine it as the incarceration of, at the time of emancipation, some 4 million people. If we think about emancipation, this is the moment when the state really aggressively moves in to take the place of the master.
This is a question for the panel, and we'll start with Dr. Cockrell. We'll go first. What steps do you think we can take, especially maybe here in Davidson County or in the state of Tennessee or other country at large, to reduce mass incarceration?
Looking at issues particularly with kids of color. I mean, when you look at that 18% of the national population of pre-K students are African Americans. However, out of that 18% on an annual basis, 48% are suspended at least twice a year.
When I think about what we can do to stop mass incarceration, I look at this little boy that's sitting back here, and I think about the prisons that are being built right now to contain him. I think about our education system and how it is failing our children.
When I think of mass incarceration, I think of the current problem we have, right? Millions of people incarcerated or under some kind of state control. That's something we have already done. That is a problem that is going to take a very long time to fix, but we're also still lumping more and more people into this problem, perpetuating the system for no particularly good reason. Some states are reducing their incarcerated population. Tennessee, by and large, is not on a state level.
I think about, as a city, our poverty rate, how high it is, and knowing how that feeds into folks getting into the system. I think about, again, going back to this whole issue of racism. I look at how many who are incarcerated are people of color. Just being black, you might end up incarcerated. Driving while black, walking while black, you can end up incarcerated.
For some reason, we always seem to have money for more prison bars, more law enforcement, and we never have money for the services that we need to keep people out in the first place and keep them from returning again once they get out. And that's something that we just have to change if this is going to be meaningful.
Thank you. So today, it's the first time that we did a panel discussion, bringing a community dialogue where we can bring some prominent people. We had the district attorney here, we had the juvenile court judge here, the public defender was here, myself, General Sessions Court Judge, community activist Carla Hudson was one of my partners getting this program together, Dr. Ruben Cockrell, Reverend Dr. Judy Cummings, who's my pastor, but one of the churches that's committed to Faith and Justice Alliance. So I was very proud to have those people, prominent people here, and a lot of people from the community at large, a lot of professors, doctors, pastors, lay persons were here, really trying to have more of an understanding of a dialogue of the criminal justice system and what justice really is. This will be a conversation that we're going to continue, that's going to be ongoing, but we're going to put action behind the conversation. So I'm looking forward to putting some things in motion. The best is yet to come, and I'm just looking forward to it.